Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you something really interesting about college tennis, but also what you can learn to help improve your game. Now, this video is sponsored by playyourcourt.com. If you want to play more tennis and find people in your area to play against or practice with, use my link in the description, playyourcourt.com/2minutetennis. All right, let's check out this point, and then we'll diagram it. So you may be like, wait a minute, that was a let serve. So here in the U.S., Division I men's tennis, they play lets on the serve. I think it's a really cool thing. But even if you don't play lets on the serve, we can learn something from this. So just imagine, instead of this being a serve that's tipping off the net, just take it as a forehand or any ground stroke, right? When you hit a ball from back behind the baseline or near the baseline and it tips off the net, you have to figure out, okay, is my opponent, when he or she runs up to that ball, going to get to the ball before it drops below net level? Are they going to get it above net level or below net level? Look how close this ball is landing. That ball is landing so close to the net. You know what's really interesting? Now that I'm looking at this, let me check something out here. It actually looks, wow. Okay, this is really interesting. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? It actually looks like it is hitting the net, then hitting the ground, and then bouncing off. Wow, I didn't even notice that, but I'm just going to keep this rolling. Holy smokes. Okay, even if I'm wrong, that's okay. We're just going to play along here, right? Just play along like I'm right. This ball might actually be hitting the bottom of the net right there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more here. Let me see this. Yeah, it absolutely looks, yes, it is hitting. Wow, this is so cool. Okay, so it tips off the net, and then it's hitting the net again, and then hitting the ground. This is a live ball. It doesn't matter, because remember, if a ball bounces 3 times on the top of the net and then bounces, you're fine. Like, I guess that's more than 3 times. That was like 8 times. But it doesn't matter how many times the ball hits the net. It can tip off the net and then tip off the net again, then go over, and then the guy's got to get up there before it bounces a second time. So this is absolutely a live ball. This is incredible. Now, okay, back to the regularly scheduled program here. So when you see that your opponent is running forward, and this is actually Guy Forget. If you remember, Guy Forget from the 80s got up to number 4 in the world. But this is his son. And you'll notice that he's sprinting, pumping his arms. And you can just kind of tell that he's going to get to this ball below net level. When you see that your opponent is sprinting forward to get to this ball, and they're going to make contact way below net level, and they've got to pop this ball up, you don't want to hang back behind the baseline. Don't stay far back behind the baseline. That's exactly what Staggs does. He serves, UCLA here. He sees the ball is super close, and he realizes, man, I got to get up there, because one of the things you see is the server, or whether it's on a ground stroke or whatever, they'll stay back in club tennis. So then this is the perfect time for a drop shot. And then this player actually loses the point when this is the player who is in trouble. So what you want to do, whether you hit a drop shot or tip the ball off the net, is you want to move forward so that they've got to think twice, like, oh, are they going to hit it deep? Or are they going to hit it short? You can see how close to the net this ball is being contacted. So it's actually going to be very difficult to hit this ball with any bit of speed. Now, he could try to bloop it up and try to lob it up over into this back corner, but boy, oh boy, would that be really tough to do. So he actually just tries to dink it really short over the net. I think he puts a little too much air on it, obviously, and I'm sure I would have done the same thing. It's not easy to hit this ball. In fact, he's actually sliding up to that ball, which is not easy to do. Look at the slide here. That's really cool. Look at the perfectly timed split step, by the way, by the player in blue. The split step should actually occur after the ball is contacted. And the player in red, he's trying to keep it really short. Now, this is actually reminiscent of a video I made yesterday. And it is when you are, off to the side, whether it's here or over here, and you're up close to the net, if you have to hit a passing shot, you want to pass down the line. And because the down the line is just wide open. You're better off hitting down the line than cross court. Because when you hit cross court, typically the ball goes right. Oops, I didn't have a tool there. Either the ball goes right to your opponent or you end up missing wide. And that the down the line, actually, even though it's kind of close to the opponent, there's almost no way for them to get to it. And he just pats the ball right up the line. It's a very cool play. I like that he kind of chipped it, just slice it nice, easy down the line. That was so cool. Let me go back to that again. I swear this ball is hitting the net as it drops. Yes, it absolutely, you can see it ricochet right there. And you can see from there to there to there. It actually changes angle. That is such a cool thing. I didn't even notice that before I started recording. And really cool play. Love it. By the way, look at this drop shot. Look how he keeps the racket in front of him the whole time. So he's pumping his arms to be able to run really fast, and he reaches forward, puts the racket under the ball to open up the racket. Now he's just trying to dink it. And it's almost like pickleball. He's just trying to dink the ball over the net to try to get the player in blue to look just like him and play the ball super low over the net. But he puts a little too much air under it. And it was actually really great by the player in blue because he comes up so far that the drop shot that was going to make that happen would have to be absolutely ridiculous and hit the ball super low over the net. But right there, you can see that ball is too high over the net. And that just gives the ball a little more time, or the player in blue a little more time. All right, let's watch this point again in its entirety. All right, that was so fun. So the next time you're playing and maybe you tip the ball off the net or you hit a great drop shot and you see that your opponent is struggling running forward and they're going to get to that ball below net level, right? Below net level. If they're going to get above net level, then stay back because they're just going to crush it to one of the corners. But if they're going to get to that ball below net level, you want to move forward. And if you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.